Greetings, dear viewers. We're pleased to have you here with us today on Allatra TV at the International Roundtable, held in continuation of the online conference, Global Crisis, This Already Affects Everyone, which took place on the 24th of July. This conference was held on the platform of Allatra International Public Movement and was organized by the volunteers from all over the world. And we also would like to remind you that the conference has been simultaneously interpreted into more than 72 languages, so that people from all over the world could watch it in their native language.
The people themselves, volunteers, who have a sensible view of reality, together with scientists and specialists from many sectors, showed in a comprehensive way the cause and effect, links of various crises that everyone is facing today, as well as the impending global catastrophe that is coming. The conference found an enormous resonance among the world community, and we see that in the comments, this message of support, concern, and plenty of questions. So today we will go further on our roundtable. We will go further in our research and talk about some of the topics. So what we're going to discuss today? First, we'll discuss the impressions after the conference. We'll talk about artificial intelligence, climate, values in our consumerist format of society. And we also would like to discuss the way out of this format.
Yes, thank you so much, Alexander. And I'm pleased to introduce our guests of the roundtable. So, dear viewers, please welcome Roy Star Soundsick, recording artist, songwriter, musician from United States. Welcome. Eddie Fuentes, specialist at communications and journalism from Mexico. Welcome. Valery Sabanchuk, self-employed from United States. Welcome, Valery. And Majid Al-Qaswi, sustainability expert in the Middle East, independent professional consultant, blockchain skilled for SMEs, and humanitarian intervention specialist from Yemen. Welcome. And the first question that we would like to ask is, dear speakers, could you please share your impressions of the conference and the importance of the topics that have been raised during the conference? And we would be really glad to see, to hear everyone's of you, your thoughts, your impressions, and of course, your feedback. So let's start with Roy. Roy, so how was the conference? How did you like it?
The conference was amazing. It was the most comprehensive piece of evidence I've ever seen in regards to what awaits us as a society. We've had so many speakers from so many specialists from around the world, so it was just amazing, extremely comprehensive, and mind-blowing, to be honest.
Thank you so much, Roy. And it was really amazing to see how different people united and act and pass this information further. I have the same question for Eddie Fuentes. Can you please share your impressions of the conference?
Oh, sure. What I take about this conference is that we have hope. We see all these disasters. We see all this, how the world is changing from inside, from outside. But what I take is that we have hope. We have hope in the future. We have hope in our civilization. We have hope in this world. And well, that's what I take about this conference and about this big event. And we learn a lot about how the world is changing. So that is what I take of this event.
Thank you so much. Thank you for your sincere feedback. And I totally agree with you on the fact that the topics that have been raised are really serious and vital for every person to know. And also, it's great that we have the way out and we know what to do. And this hope is with us. Thank you so much. And right now, I would like to pass the floor to Mr. Majid. Could you please share your impressions of the conference and what do you think of the importance of these topics that have been raised during the conference?
Thank you, Kate. First of all, I would like to present my appreciation to Aletra movements and all the workers all over the world that really bring us a very good solutions and show us how important we should be one nation in every country. The global crisis really was very critical at this point, especially with the mentions of the artificial intelligence and how important it will be for the next stage to fast recovery the disaster if it's happening because of the climate changing. For my side, I'm not agree with the voice that says artificial intelligence will replace the humanity, but it will change the phase from another needs of the market to another place. I could remember Germany in 1714 when it is first printed the books and printed. There was a population there, employees will lose their works, but it's creating another works for another people. So we shouldn't be afraid of artificial intelligence because it is the real solution for a fast recovery for the next environment crisis and climate crisis. Thank you for bringing this conference, and we are waiting for December conference excited.
Yes, thank you so much for these examples. They really show actually how it was in the past, but this progression of this artificial intelligence really impressive. Yes. And I would also like to ask Valery, what do you think about the importance of the topics that were raised and how do you find the conference itself?
Здравствуйте, друзья.
Hello, friends. This conference
Эта конференция поразила той информацией, которая была.
This conference is indeed striking in terms of the information which was voiced, and I was mostly impressed about the superintelligence, artificial intelligence, and its opportunities and threats for the entire humanity, which technologies have already been introduced and which are under development, and how we can improve our lives by means of this technology if we choose the creative format of society. I was also shocked by the information about the climate change on the planet and how large scale they are. What are the causes, the true causes of this climate change? Is because not many people actually see what is happening to the planet. But the conference reveals to us what awaits us is the near future and what difficulties we will face if we do not act. This conference should be reviewed again and again because so many facts were given, and the guys who prepared this conference conducted a tremendous work. The videos which were demonstrated on all the subjects were so professional. The information which was inputted into this 12-hour program, we understand that many things were reduced and the environmental subject was reduced, but only the most important topics were elucidated. And I hope that in the next conference on December 4, these topics will be expanded on. The topic of the conference will be global crisis, the time for the truth. Friends, if some of you didn't watch this conference yet, please watch it and share with your friends, relatives, and acquaintances. Thank you very much.
I completely agree with you that these topics, the artificial intelligence, ecology, climate, everything is very important. And the changes that are happening right now on our planet, they are inevitable, and we truly need to unite, and we need to basically be aware of what is happening so that we could act accordingly. And one of the topics that was touched upon during the conference was the artificial intelligence and the technological unemployment associated with it. So for many people, it seems like this is a distant future, right? That robots will not replace humans. And is it really that distant? is the AI already that advanced today? So right now, I would like to suggest watching an excerpt from the conference, a little video that will let us know of what is the status of technological progress as of now in the AI field.
Welcome to the future. Already today, artificial intelligence has been able to synthesize a new antibiotic capable of killing bacteria resistant to the previously known drugs. A fully robotic network of eco-farms, 80 acres of farms under the control of neural networks, produced 300 times more food, consuming 97% less water than an ordinary farm. Meanwhile, autopilots with built-in AI were able to halve the accident rate on the roads. Yes, artificial intelligence can already be found everywhere. After all, the benefits of its implementation are simply enormous. Actions that used to take hours can now be completed in seconds. So, virtual assistants, Siri, Alice, or Google Assistant, based on artificial intelligence, will find the goods you need in a virtual store and make a payment. And an autonomous delivery robot, such as Digit, will bypass all obstacles and deliver your parcel safely. However, if you have not yet decided on what you need, neural networks are able to predict your needs and give the most beneficial recommendations in advance. Surrounding you with care and attention, artificial intelligence will look after your health. A smart mirror in the bathroom, using algorithms for pattern recognition and visual diagnostics, will give you recommendations on taking the necessary vitamins and doing exercises. And it will also do everything to improve your mood. Thousands of applications and sensors are designed to keep your pulse, blood vessels, blood pressure under control. They are able to detect many serious disorders in the early stages and inform you in advance about the need to visit a doctor, can prevent a heart attack, oncology, and other dangerous diseases. Thus, IBM released an application for oncologists. The system contains 600,000 medical reports and 2 million pages from medical journals. Based on this information, AI makes efficient recommendations for additional tests or a treatment plan, increasing the accuracy of diagnosis up to 40% and halving the cost of medical care. But that's only a fraction of what it's capable of. Nanorobots controlled by neural networks can detect disorders and deliver drugs directly to damaged tissues. The next step is to rebuild the body at the molecular level, aiming to complete healing, up to the restoration of lost limbs. What about trivial everyday issues? Specifically for lovers of careless life, Samsung has created a bot, Handy Robot, with built-in AI, capable of collecting laundry in the house, loading the dishwasher, setting the table, pouring and bringing drinks. At the same time, smart security systems allow you to block access to the house when suspicious activity is detected. It autonomously notifies emergency services and prevent theft. But that's not all. AI shows outstanding success even in creative fields. It creates paintings, music, films, and even literary works. For example, the artificial intelligence GPT-2 wrote its first play. It managed to create something similar to the futuristic Little Prince at that. Meanwhile, Jukebox from OpenAI writes music with meaningful lyrics and vocals. For poetry lovers, Google's tool Verse by Verse will help you create delightful poems. But AI is also capable of more serious work. For example, digitizing all libraries and archives with the access to them 24/7 from anywhere in the world. In addition, it is able to recognize voices and texts in different languages with translation into any other language, as well as to teach people to draw, compose music, and even program. Whatever area we touch upon, AI is everywhere, ready to offer us its digital helping hand. Even in legal matters, a virtual lawyer, do not pay, for the first 2 years of work won more than 160,000 cases, spending no more than 2 minutes on each case, significantly saving time as well as money of its clients. And the capabilities of artificial intelligence are only growing. At the Japanese robotic factory, Fanuc, hundreds of robots build other robots on their own and no longer need human help. Around the world, there are tens of thousands of industries in which human participation is almost not required because the main work is being performed by machines. Perhaps, for the first time, we will be able to free ourselves from hard and routine work. But all of this is only a small part of the achievements that AI has already brought into our lives and will bring in the near future, since the pace of its development is close to exponential, and that means that every minute the technology is getting better. One can only imagine what a wonderful future awaits us. The main thing is that this future would actually come.
Very inspiring information, isn't it? You know, when you hear about all these advancements, all these achievements that we have already right now in the field of AI, it looks really impressive. But only in creative society, all these achievements will be accessible for everyone, for every human on Earth. But what do we have now in the consumerist format? If you look on this information, you actually should be upset because every advancement, every achievement in any of the fields, and we can actually see it every day, like in the news, means that somebody will, in the end, lose his or her job. And its process can be stoppable. You cannot stop it. And for me, it actually was a shocking information because even the computer scientists, the informaticians will also lose their jobs in the first row. And if somebody think that for him or for her this information is not relevant, you just need to research, go to Google and try to find more information about it. But now I would like to ask Roy, like you as a musician, what do you think about this? Like we know that you have a lot of information to share with us on this topic.
Yes, thank you. As a musician myself, I think it's very interesting that there's actually artificial intelligence that can create these beautiful masterpieces. But what it begs the question, where does it leave musicians like myself? You know, where do will we be able to find a way to express our musical works, and will they be appreciated in the same way? As far as the music industry in itself, this will definitely revolutionize everything and change the whole structure of the music business and entertainment industry as we know it. So, like you said, in a creative society, I think it's wonderful. If in a consumer society, it can definitely be dangerous. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Roy. Thank you for sharing your understandings. And also, you know, guys, one of the important pieces of information that has been announced during the conference as well was the artificial intelligence and the fact that it is already being developed today. And right now we have, you know, one simple question: who will be the owner of this technology? And will this person or this corporation be ready to share it with the whole world or not? And I would like to address the next question to Valery. Valery, what do you think? Are we as humanity, do we actually have to be afraid of the AI, of this technology? And what are the risks and benefits that have become clear for you after watching the conference?
Да, друзья.
Yes, friends. Artificial intelligence is a medal with two sides. At the conference, I found out, just as you've seen in the recent video, that the opportunities and capabilities of AI in all fields are growing: healthcare and education and industry. And artificial intelligence will be able to improve our life. So for me, it was interesting to know that there are diagnostic robots, nurses, robot surgeons, which have high precision of surgeries and never make mistakes. And nanorobots can diagnose diseases and administer medicines right in the tissues. Can you imagine how many people will be able to restore their limbs and have a full-fledged life in the future? You just drink a glass of water and you're already diagnosed and treated. And what about 3D printing of human organs? It can be a solution for many people. I didn't know that AI already writes music and composes poems. I didn't know that AI performers already seen in the stage. And also regarding education, AI will be able to select an educational program for every student. It will be able to program, to compose music, to make other robots. And there are already industries in the world where human participation is not needed. This actually raises people from labor, hard labor, and people will be able to spend more time with families in self-development, but it's only subject to the creative format of society. But since we are living in a consumerist format in society, I'm scared because there will be mass unemployment. As it was said at the conference, the first ones to become unemployed will be actually lawyers and developers of AI and financiers. These jobs will be replaced. People will be replaced in all labor fields. Already now, AI replaces people and performs their job with high quality and faster, and people are jobless. They don't have any proposals for job. The large transnational corporations replace human labor with robots. There are autopiloted cars and trucks which are more safe, and also there is automation of financial transactions which will release from jobs millions and millions of accountants and financiers. And also there are people in various fields, people are not needed. Even in agriculture, artificial intelligence will be able to actually replace 95% of all jobs in the world. But how will we live? How we will feed ourselves and our children? We should think about this, friends, and understand what kind of future we would like to live in. Do we want to become slaves of the artificial intelligence, or do we want to use it for prosperity of humanity?
Thank you so much, Valery, for sharing this information with us. And I also completely agree about the importance of what this conference showed, that a complete picture. When you really see different examples from many different fields, you understand it holistically, right? So you understand the whole essence and the danger that we have currently. And another key topic of the conference was climate change. And we also saw the real picture of what is happening right now. The planet resources are being depleted. And with our consumerism, we're simply killing the planet. And it's becoming like a dead horse under the rider. But there is one thing about this environmental situation in the world. That environment is one thing. And ecology and all these problems, they're influenced by human. But there is one thing that is just beyond human control, and it's climate. climate change, because there is such a notion as cyclicity. And it's also very important to understand that these processes cannot be anyhow influenced by the humans. And let us watch a video, a clip from the conference, and move to the topic of climate.
Cyclicality of climate disasters. 12,000 years ago, there was an era of dramatic climate change. Rapid sea level rising, earthquakes, floods, volcanic eruptions, and lava rains from the black sky. According to geologist John Embry, a climate revolution occurred around 11,000 BC, accompanied by accelerated sedimentation and a sudden rise of Atlantic water level. Overall, the objective evidence strongly suggests that a great cataclysm occurred in the 11th millennium BC. It had such profound implications that it became a particular watershed between two very different eras in the history of our planet. Further evidence of the cataclysm was the fact that animals died out most intensely between 11,000 and 9,000 BC, when violent and inexplicable climatic fluctuations occurred. Despite the explicit taboo in science, many scientists today speak that everything on the planet happens in certain cycles, including global climatic events. A logical question arises. What kind of cycles result in global cataclysms? The report by Smotrin on Geostrategy 21 website reads, the current stage of the planet's and civilization's existence is characterized by the fact that at the turning of the second and third millennia, the Earth passes through almost simultaneous ending of several rounds of individual evolutionary spirals of the galactic solenoid at once. They include its cyclic revolutions of about 2,000 years, 12,000 years, and 370,000 years. Vladimir Vasilyevich Bubanyakov studied the cycles of the Earth's evolution, astrophysical, geological, biological, and historical. They all turned out to be subject to the great cycle of the change of epochs, lasting 11,911 years. This number is a multiple of the periods of revolution around the Sun of all its planets, with precision down to 100th of a terrestrial year. Alexander Mikhailovich Botern. I maintain that the planets also revolve around their center of mass, in the direction perpendicular to the plane of its orbit. As a result of such rotation, the planet Earth occasionally flips over in space by 360 angular degrees, thus triggering a cyclicity of global events. The global catastrophe with a periodicity of 12,166 years. The entire appearance of the Earth and natural conditions periodically change, which directly affects the historical development of humankind. Igor Petrovich Kopolov and Vitaly Vasilyevich Ushiev. The small 13,000-year galactic half-cycles are also related to global climate changes and other catastrophic events, but they proceed without the magnetic field polarity reversal. The boundary of these cycles is distinctly defined by the rise of the ocean level and global climate changes. These events have received the name of the World Flood. Concerning the fact that the World Flood had occurred, modern science has no doubts about that. The true cause of global climate change on Earth is the cyclicality of intergalactic processes. The galaxy is a single electromagnetic system interacting with all objects in it, including the solar system. Any small changes in the galaxy is reflected in the Sun, and as a consequence affects all processes, not only on Earth, but also on other planets of the solar system. The Earth is not the only planet in the solar system undergoing climate change. The increasing amount of Pluto's black spots, polar shifts on Uranus, changes in Neptune's light intensity, and melting of ice caps on Mars make it clear that changes are underway throughout the entire solar system. The fact that other planets and moons in the solar system are also warming, and apparently there is no anthropogenic emission of greenhouse gases there as such, proves that CO2 is not the main driver of our planet's warming. Mars, Triton, Pluto, and Jupiter. all show signs of global warming. Thus, there are many factors influencing the sun and the solar system. These factors need to be taken into account as they affect climate change. As stated in the report of scientists from ALLATRA Science on the program and consequences of global climate changes on Earth, effective ways to solve these problems. The mistake was that many scientists in the past did not consider the impact of the increasing acceleration of the universe cosmic factors and astronomical processes on the global climate system of the planet. The scientific paper by academician Nikolai Petrov, Solving the Problem of Earth's Climate Change from the Position of Laws of Life Preservation in Space, says, during one period of orbiting around the center of the galaxy, the solar system makes more than 8,000 zodiacal turns along the spiral trajectory. Due to this, the polarity of the external magnetic field is rhythmically changing with respect to the moving solar system. This means that the information magnetic field of the galaxy adjusts the energy condition of the solar system in general, and the rhythmic climate change on the Earth in particular. Global climate change on Earth is mainly a derivative of astronomical processes and their cyclicity. This cyclicity is inevitable. The geological history of our planet shows that the Earth has experienced such phases of global climate change many times before. Today, we see how climatic disasters on the Earth are intensifying day by day, and each inhabitant of the planet will come to face them one way or another. As we already know, these events will only keep increasing because it is the next 12,000 cycle that we are facing. Thanks to the knowledge from ALLATRA presented in the scientists' report on the problems and consequences of global climate change on Earth, effective ways to solve these problems, we understand that it is not only the sun that causes climate change, but it is the cyclical processes in space which are continually occurring and as a consequence affect the planets in the form of climate disasters. And we, as humanity, have just entered the active phase of this cycle. To date, scientific and technological progress does not allow us to influence global processes in space and on Earth. As a result, we cannot oppose these changes. So, the only chance to survive is to unite and get ready for the coming catastrophes that keep increasing with every passing day.
Yes, as we can see, the situation is very serious, and closing our eyes and hiding our head in the sand is just not an option. And we understand that we need to unite all our efforts, all our knowledge, everything that we know and have in order to survive and in order to save the lives of all the people who are inhabiting our planet. And right now, I would like to address our next question to Mr. Majid. We understand that the real situation with refugees at the moment right now is really, really bad. But we also understand that today we see millions of people migrating and searching for shelter in other countries. But we understand that with the coming threats of the climate change, the situation will get even worse, and billions of people will have to migrate. Billions of people will have to move to other countries in search for shelter, in search for help. And this will happen not in 50, 100 years. This is already happening right now, and we can see it clearly. And the question is, Mr. Majid, how important is it right now for everyone to be aware of the catastrophic nature of the impending threats and the challenges that we are already facing and will face in the near future? So the floor is yours.
Thank you very much. The topic of the climate change is a big topic, and I have issued more than 4 or 5 articles in LinkedIn and in the social media regarding this. The last one was relating to the climate refugees and shows how difficult the situation now we are more than 89 million person are refugees from the climate. No regulations, no laws has prepared their situations until now. We give a sound to the United Nations to start implement the regulations regarding this issue. Also, we are emphasizing to implement the blockchain technology as fast as possible, because it is only the way how to continue our work with other countries and when other places when there is a climate refugees came. Also, the insurance company should prepare studies for the people who is out of their works and out of their homes. We should prepare it now and not waiting until we find the COVID-19 came without preparation. We found ourselves at the middle of nowhere. Actually, this is a very big topic, and there is a cyclicity of climate changing, starting from us, actually, from the people who is demanding the unnecessary goods from the manufacturers. So this is caused the pollution of the air. It's one of the causing of the climate changing. We should stop demanding unnecessary things. We are supposed to rearrange the priorities of our life. It is very important at this stage. We don't need to have a new mobile every year. We don't need to have new model of cars, because of these things are increasing the pollution of the air. We need to reorganize our priorities from the demand. Also, we should go to the alternative energy. Yes, it is not available 24 hours and it is very high costly, but it is the real solution. Stop using the oil and gas, because it will destroy our life. We are at this point, and from this ultra movement are shouting and sounding for every government and every country, please go to the alternative energy as fast as possible. Also, we bring our thanks to the people in NASA and for the outer space in Russia who work day and night to provide us with information. Actually, last month and last year, there are more than 20 satellites they are issuing, and it brings information to every person to analyzing the climate and to analyzing the situation of the climate all over the world. That researcher just like me or any person who want to study, he will find the information. Really, we need to support them. We need to send a big appreciation to NASA and the space spacer in Russia of the work has been done until this moment. We need from them just continuance, providing the information from outside the Earth to find the real solution, how to make it decrease, how to decrease the effects of the climate changing. Otherwise, we will find ourselves out of the life, and who knows what is will be for the next 5 years. Thank you.
Yeah, the changes that are happening are really fast, and nobody actually knows what will be, what the next year will bring us, or the next 5 years. And actually, this changing what's regarding the topic of refugees, but actually, even I, as myself, I also like when I look for these pictures of images, there are also like thought that come in that it's somebody that who already lost a home, but you'll never think about yourself. And actually, it's also a point that nobody knows what the next year will bring, and maybe these refugees will be each of us. And like, given this current consumerist format of society, where profit and money come first rather than human life, what will happen to people? What will happen to you? And it's actually a very interesting and important question. And I would like to ask Eddie Fuentes, like, in the face of climate disasters, what values will guide us? Eddie, the word is yours.
Well, you can't really understand how the things are until you are in the center of these disasters, until you live all these disasters. In 1985, there was a big earthquake in Mexico, 8.1 degrees of. It was a huge earthquake. 10,000 people died in just 1 second. All the buildings collapsed on it. In 2017, the same. We have a 7.1 earthquake who kills many people as well. And in Mexico, we have many, well, in the north, we have deserts. In the center, we have forests. In the south, we have jungles. So when you're in the center of these disasters, you see the fear of the people. You see how the people lost everything in that moment. It's just 1 second. And you can't control many things. You can control the earth. You can control the weather. You can control all these disasters. So it's when you are inside, when you are in the center of these disasters. For example, there was many hurricanes in Mexico in the past years, and when you feel in your face that wind that take off the sand of the beaches and hit your face and hit your arms and hit your legs, you start to understand what you're dealing with the weather. Just a few weeks ago, a big hole in the earth collapsed in Puebla, Mexico, and it's very near from my house. And you see how the people lost in just a second, his houses, his animals, their animals, their houses, and when you leave all these things, you feel without hope in those moments. In the earthquakes, we have an alarm. When you hear that alarm, you have just 10 seconds to run outside and get protected. So when you leave these things, when you experience that kind of fear, that kind of adrenaline is just 1 second, you understand how the people or how the things of the world are affecting you. But also, you see how the people unite in those moments, and that is when I start my conversation, I say that we have hope, and that is what is when you watch the people unite, when you see the people that help others, that carrying stones, that make apps to help people. When you see a lot of people, not government, not anything, no services, no regular people helping others to grab them from that building's collapse, is when you start to take hope on people. So this is what gives me hope, that I see the both sides of the society. First, the ones who don't help, the ones who just stay on the corner of his home and don't do anything. But the other people grab his bicycles and run all over the city looking for families, looking for injuries, looking for is what gives me hope in this creative society. We see that artificial intelligence is one. It's good for one side and it's bad for other side. And when you are in the center of these disasters, you see how technology helps to help people, but also to distract other people. So this is what creative society means. Don't distract on or make use of this technology wisely. Humanly, and to prevent all these things, to help others. And that is what is bring me hope. When I see people really unite, when I see the eyes of the people who are helping others, who the smile of the people when they find something alive, and they don't ask help to the government or enterprises, nothing, just is heart to heart. And well, things in Mexico is with the weather are really messy right now, but we have hope. And we have others, and we have solidarity, and we have a creative society that is helping us to give another people this hope in the future, this hope in this civilization, this hope in this world. So thank you. I want to say thank you to ALLATRA for that, and to help others to have this heart, to have this hope on humanity. And yes, we have to use every technology wisely and humanly to help others and help the creative society. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Eddie. Thank you for your sincere information that you shared, and especially when I heard about like the examples that you brought up, you just understand that we are helpless. We, I mean, as people right now are helpless in front of the disaster. Just like this sinkhole that appeared, in 1 second, people lost everything that they had and that they worked for very hard. And what's also important, like what I understood from the conference and what actually the experts and scientists mentioned, that even if we stop, let's say, using plastic or polluting the air, the processes that we have triggered are already irreversible. And right now, the best thing that we can do as humanity is unite and prepare and get ready to help each other. And especially the thing that you brought up, the fact that we need to be guided by the best values that we have, that we need to be able to share everything that we have with other people in order to help them, in order to support them, and just to be there, just to be supportive. And I mean, you can be supportive in different kinds of ways. And most important, when the human life will be the highest value in the society, then we will be able to overcome all the difficulties that might occur, and we will be able to basically survive as humanity and build a better world for not just for us, but also for our children, for future generations. And we will be not ashamed for that world, because it will be better, and it will be the world for people. that was built by people. And, realizing this critically important situation that we are in right now, it is really, I think it's vitally important for people to unite on the universal human values, the values that all of us share, no matter what language we speak, no matter what skin color we have, or what traditions or religion we preach. And only this unification will help us to overcome everything, all the crises that we are in right now. And the way out is actually building a creative society. So the next question would be for all of our dear speakers today. So could you please share with us how important is it right now to use every opportunity, every situation to inform people about the creative society, about the real threats of the climate change that the humanity is facing, so that we as humanity can unite in the shortest possible time in one goal, in the goal of building the creative society. So I would like to pass the floor to Roy. Could you please share with us your thoughts on this topic?
Yes, I believe that building the creative society is our only option. And it's the best way out of this situation and scenario. So, like you said, we must do everything we can to build the creative society. And just look forward to implementing and building with you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Roy. And it's really like when you use every possibility, and it's really it gives a chance, it gives information for everyone to know about the reality that we have right now. And I would like to ask Eric Fuentes, what do you think about the importance of sharing this information?
Well, it's not only important, it's vital right now. It's really vital to share all these things to all the world, because there's no time. There's no time to these things don't wait. Don't all these changes don't gonna say, today I'm not gonna do nothing. No, they hit and hate. So it's really, really vital and really, really important to share these words with all the people. Share with every tool you have, maybe with a little video, maybe with talking in the street with the people, maybe with your friends. But it's really important not to stay quiet, but just share all these talks and trying to make the people open their eyes to these things and not other that important things. So it's really important, it's really vital, and you're helping us. I'm new at this. I'm old in Alatra because I watch all the videos from many years ago, but I'm new participating actively, and it is really important, and it makes me feel good with myself, and it makes me more good when other people receive this information. So thank you very much, and thank you, Alatra.
Thank you so much, Eddie. And yes, it's for sure. This is like the most vital topic that we face right now. And I would like to address pretty much the same question to Mr. Majid. Could you please share with us how important is it to bring the awareness to people of the current situation that we are in right now? And how important is it to use this every opportunity that we have to inform people of the way out, of the solution in building the creative society?
Yeah, I think now we are in real time. We should walk by what we can to implement the 8 implementations for everybody. Well, we should focus on advertising, and part of us should work with the governments, and the other part should work with the education for children. We should go at each line. So if we couldn't do anything, at least we try, and let's next generation make real and be one part of this world. Thank you very much.
Yes, thanks. It's also important what you have said, that you need to talk to different people and to politicians and to different layers of society, like different people of different professions. So everybody should be informed, and because this will bring unity that everyone actually understand the importance, can also not only listen to it, but also start acting, start sharing the information more actively, and be on the same level with us, shoulder to shoulder. And I would like also ask Valery, what do you think about the importance of sharing this vital information to everyone?
Да, друзья, очень важно нам всем.
Yes, dear friends, it's very important for all of us to unite right now and to start acting. We actually we should have built the creative society already yesterday. The impending crisis and the threat of destruction of the entire humanity does not enable us, does not allow us to lose time. We don't have time. Every person should understand the importance of these problems and make their contribution to the general cause of ensuring survival of our civilization. Everyone who already knows this information should convey it to others, to everyone, to relatives, to friends. Our planet Earth is our common home. All of us are dear and near, will not have another chance. Later it will be only worse. So we have to actively act right now, because otherwise we will become the last civilization on this planet. If we preserve the consumerist format, we are doomed to total extinction. Plus, think of this, because we should think about the seriousness and the globality of these problems. We have to build this society of creation in order to overcome everything. Together do a lot. Thank you.
And I totally agree with you that only united we can do everything, and this is 100% sure. And I would like to thank to all of our dear speakers today. Thank you for your sincerity. Thank you for the information that you shared with us and our viewers. And thank you for taking your time and joining this international roundtable. And right now, I would also like to address to our viewers, because you are the ones who can make a change in this world, just like every person in this world. And if you would like to contribute to society, if you would like to be a part of this global initiative that is aimed at creating a better world, at building the creative society, please don't hesitate to share the information over the internet, because right now we have this amazing technology that allows us to communicate with each other at the same time. Even, like, let's say 50 years ago, you could not imagine that you would have an opportunity to have a video conversation with a person thousands of miles away from you. And right now we have it. So it's really important to use this technology wisely, just as Adi said in his speech. And just don't be indifferent to the situation that is happening right now in the world. Share the videos of the conference, Global Crisis, this already affects everyone. Share the videos of roundtables that are a continuation of this conference on your social networks, because people really need to know, and people really need to be aware of the real situation with the climate, with the artificial intelligence development, with the situation in the society in general. Because if we will not turn away from this consumeristic format of society, then our destiny will be not very promising. And if we turn to building the creative society, then the great future, amazing future is waiting for us and our children. Thank you.
And it's really important to understand the reality that we are having right now. And the people who already understand it from many countries of the world, 180 countries, they understand the gravity of this situation, and they understand the responsibility that lies on us, who knows what is exactly is going on and how vital it is to share this information. And there will be organized the next conference, Global Crisis, Time for the Truth, which will be held on December 4th in this year, 2021. The topic that will be more discussed in detail the climatic and environmental disasters that we are having right now. And we invite every person who is not, who understands how important it is to talk and discuss this topic right now. And once again, I would like to thank everyone involved in the preparation, interpretation, and streaming of this roundtable, and on many ALLATRA TV channels. And I would also like to say deep gratitude to our guests, and see you on the next roundtable.